Welcome back to the Relaxing Ghost channel here on YouTube. As always, your host with the most, the hardcore champion of the world, Ghost. I'd like to thank everybody for watching the recent videos and continuing to subscribe to the channel. This is going to be episode 8 of the Attitude Era review series, Fully Loaded 1998. And we are live from the Selin Arena in Fresno, California. I actually forgot to write the date, which is a big shame on me. But it's from July 98. Fully loaded in your house, guys. Stone Cold and Undertaker versus Mankind and Kane for the tag titles in the main event tonight. Take some time and subscribe, guys. We are moving along here in the Attitude Era review series quite nicely. Let's get right into the show. On hand tonight, we got 9,855 folks in Fresno. Pretty good show. Opens up with Double J taking on Val Venus. Double J is coming to the ring with Tennessee Lee. And I think this was right after the, or right before the choppy pee-pee stuff with Yamaguchi-san and Kai-en-Tai and all that. So this is a fun time to be a wrestling fan. Monday Night Raw is on fire during this time. And, you know, when I get to 1999, I got a few Raws and SmackDowns on tape I'll review during that time, but as of now, I don't have full episodes on hand. I don't want to just start reviewing every Raw from 98. It's not going to happen. So Val Venus ends up dominating the match early on in the show. Double J powerbombs Val Venus, and Tennessee Lee attacks Venus, getting the upper hand of Double J. So Val Venus hits a belly-to-belly suplex. Jarrett heads collide with the referee, so we get a little ref bump there. And then, out of nowhere, Venus rolls up Jarrett. Ref counts to 3. Val Venus wins. You know, Val Venus would head into SummerSlam challenging for the European Championship. So it's good to see Val get a big win here on Fully Loaded. And right away, we're starting with our second match of the night. X-Pac taking on D'Lo Brown. I thought this was a pretty good match. You know, I'll say it before, I'll say it 100 times over. X-Pac was one of my favorite guys. And the guy was 6'1" or 6'2", if you guys can believe it. It's just his frame was much smaller. He didn't have a ton of muscle on him, but he was so fast-paced, so athletic, that martial arts style that he almost brought to perfection with the spinning heel kicks, the spinning lariats, and all that kind of stuff. I really liked X-Pac. So, the Godfather ends up interfering while Chyna distracts the ref. D'Lo Brown hits the sky high for the 3 count, which is kind of weird booking here, but D'Lo Brown is the European champion, but the title's not on the line. And then at the end of the match, D'Lo's like, oh, the title was on the line. And he said he retained the title when it wasn't even on the line. So we go backstage, and I really like how they did this. Undertaker has not arrived to the building as of yet. You know, they're speculating that Undertaker and Austin aren't getting along, and which will lead up to our main event with the tag title match on the line. So, and I believe that's Kevin Kelly and Dr. Tom Pritchard, who are backstage at that time. They got like a little table and the little, I don't know if they had the Superstar Hotline at that time or the call-in center, whatever it was, but it was like WWE.com. So, third match of the night. We got Bradshaw and Terry Funk taking on Farouk and Too Cold Scorpio. This was a fairly quick match, and before the match, Terry Funk announces that this is going to be his last match with the WWF, and we would see what would happen in a few minutes. So, like I said, the match was pretty quick. Scorpio hits a nice 450 splash on the Funker for the win. Bradshaw turns heel immediately after this. So we got a big angle alert going on here. Bradshaw takes out Funk, and then Scorpio comes to his ECW fellow friend there and helps out Funk. Bradshaw cowers away. And this is pretty cool because Bradshaw and Farouk would actually be put together shortly after this, forming the Acolytes, going with the Undertaker and the Ministry of Darkness and all that. So, kind of weird tag team match, but it was effective. The heel turn was a success in my opinion there. So, fourth match of the night. These matches are going by pretty quick. But we'll understand why in a few minutes, because the next couple of matches are pretty lengthy, and I think that's why they wanted to get those first few matches out of the way, save some time for these main event matches. So fourth match, we got Vader versus Mark Henry. You know, Vader hasn't been doing too well at this point in time in the WWF. Another short match. I think this went maybe 5-7 minutes. It wasn't too long, but they battle in and out of the ring. Mark Henry kicks out of the Vader splash. Mark Henry hits a power slam and a big splash. Mark Henry gets the win. So, kind of weird here. So we go backstage again. The Undertaker still hasn't arrived, so I really like how they're seeding this throughout the show. It's something you don't see in today's wrestling. Very rarely do you see this. I'm pretty sure Russo was booking at the time. He is well known for, you know, seeding storylines together, mixing things up. You know, having a storyline go throughout the whole show, it keeps your interest in the product. You know, oh, is Undertaker here yet? Is Undertaker here yet? No, he hasn't arrived yet. We'll keep you updated. I really like that continuity of this. They're playing it off right. So, after that, we got a shot of Calgary of the Hart House. And I want to, you know, kind of point this out, because in Calgary, it's still nice and sunny out, and it's still sunny out in California. Something WWE failed to do at Payback there with the House of Horrors match. and we would have a dungeon match later on in the night between Owen Hart and Ken Shamrock. So Kane, Mick Foley, and Paul Bearer cut a promo calling The Undertaker a coward. The Outlaws challenged the Tag Team Champions to a match tomorrow night on Raw. And I really like how they're now promoting Raw, and the pay-per-view isn't even over yet. We got something to look forward to already, and the pay-per-view isn't over. Thumbs up for that as well. Moving on to the 5th match of the night. LOD versus DOA. And this was at the time where Paul Ellering returned, but he turned his back and, you know, he aligned himself with the DOA. Here's a shot of our coffee real quick. So, Hawk is attacked early on in the match. We got outside interference by Paul Ellering. DOA making quick tags in and out. Animal gets the hot tag. They hit the Doomsday device, but DOA break the count. Ellering hits a DDT for 3. You know, DOA obviously got the win there. Very weird booking decisions. I'm not really a fan of this run of LOD they're having here so far. It's like they're really trying to elevate the other teams, but by doing so, they're jobbing out LOD every single month, it seems. And I'm just not a fan of that run there in '98 from LOD. So now, Mr. McMahon is in the ring, cutting a promo. And it's something that you'll see in your program card, subject to change. I believe he cut one of these same promos on with Austin a while back, but you know, if Undertaker hasn't arrived yet, we will find a suitable partner for Stone Cold Steve Austin. He names the Brooklyn Brawler as Austin's partner. And Jerry Lawler is marking out, saying this is incredible. Brooklyn Brawler could become tag team champion. So, 6th match of the night is the dungeon match. So we go back to Calgary here. This was obviously a pre-tape, but it was well done. They showed it lights out there, light out in California. Very well done. So this is kind of the first look we got at the dungeon at this point in time. You know, we've heard the stories. We've heard about Stu Hart training Brett and all that, but we never really got to see what it looked like down there. And, you know, it's like wooden panel walls with a cement floor. There's weights everywhere. It's really cool to see this match. It's Owen Hart versus Ken Shamrock. So they're doing Hurricane Ranas off the pipe, flipping around. They're, you know, slamming each other into the wall. And I believe this is a submission match. So Owen ends up grabbing a dumbbell, cracks Ken Shamrock in the head, in the back of the head, and he puts a crossface on Shamrock very weakly. Like he puts his just puts his front hand over his head and makes Shamrock's hand tap itself out. Owen Hart wins the match. I don't know. Those matches are very hard to do. Obviously, this would lead up to the Lion's Den match, which I thought was just awesome. So, 7th match of the night. Rock vs. Triple H. 2 out of 3 falls for the Intercontinental Championship. And this is a 30-minute time limit match. First off, I gotta say, Rock and Triple H were definitely, rising to the occasion at this point in time. The leader of DX versus the leader of the nation. This was a hell of a match, guys. So let's start in the first fall. These guys start out battling in and out of the ring. Rock distracts the ref. Mark Henry comes out, splashes Triple H. Chyna distracts the ref. Rock hits Triple H with the title. And at this point, Rock puts a sleeper on Triple H, wearing him down now. Triple H gets up, Rock hits a DDT, and he goes right back to that sleeper hold. So they're bringing the crowd down, and they're working their way back up. And excellent psychology here. And at this point in time, JR announces that about 15 minutes have gone by. So Godfather now is on his way out. I believe that was his cue to head on out to ringside, Godfather. And before he can get about halfway down the ramp, the New Age Outlaws make another appearance. And they're like, no, Godfather, get backstage and let these two guys battle it out. So while all this is going on, D'Lo Brown comes back out. He's up on the top rope, hits that low down frog splash. Triple H crotches him. Shaw with the European title. Triple H turns around, rock bottom for 3. Rock ends up getting the first fall. And there was a 1-minute time rest between falls, so gaining that little bit of rest, little bit of air. I really like that first fall there. Pretty good. Second fall. D'Lo Brown's still outside. He's got his bell rung. He's got his wits about him. He's clearing the cobwebs. So D'Lo tries to interfere again. He's knocked off. Rock grabs a chair now. And Rock isn't having it. So now X-Pac runs back in. We get an X Factor to Rock. Triple H gets a 2 count. So Rock now hits the ref with a chair shot. Chyna gets in. Low blow to Rock. DDT on the chair. Triple H gets the second fall of the match. And at this point, there is only about 2 minutes remaining. It is now crunch time. These guys have to figure a way to, while Triple H has to find a way to try to take The Rock out in under 2 minutes and win that IC title. So, we're entering the third fall now. It's going back and forth, back and forth. Triple H blocks the rock bottom, hits that pedigree. We are out of time. The bell rings. This match is a draw. Wow. I'm telling you, man, I got chills up my spine just going over that again. This was a very good match. Triple H and Rock had some of my favorite matches. This is definitely one of them. They had another one the next year at Fully Loaded, that strap match. Another one of my favorite Triple H and Rock matches. These guys had some of the best chemistry I've ever seen in the wrestling business. So post-match, the Nation runs out, attacking Triple H. DX saving the day. And, Triple H is pissed off. He didn't win the title. And, Rock is still the champion, which would lead up to their ladder match at SummerSlam. So we go backstage again. During the IC title match, The Undertaker had arrived. They showed footage of Undertaker coming in, and we know now that Undertaker is here. Brooklyn Brawler isn't going to be in the match. I just thought that was so awesome that Brooklyn Brawler was going to be in the match. So we got the famous Skin to Win Bikini Contest. And I'll give you a little shot of this now. Sable versus Jackie. Hello! I don't know if you guys can see that too well, but... So, you guys obviously know what happens. Sable comes out and says Mr. McMahon wanted her to be more PC, conservative tonight. So she has on this, you know, very not so revealing halter top. And King's like, Sable, that's not what you showed me backstage. Yeah, and I forgot to mention this too at the beginning, that before the pay-per-view started, they showed a clip of Sable behind one of those, kind of like those, like, shadowy, you know, windows there that you only see in the shadow. And she gave Jerry Lawler a peek. So Jerry Lawler's like, that's not what you showed me backstage. Sable then takes that halter top off, and the infamous handprints on the puppies. Crowd's going nuts. Sable obviously wins the bikini contest. You know, my childhood was fulfilled seeing some pretty close to damn near full puppies there. And the main event for the WWF Tag Team Championship. Stone Cold Steve Austin, the WWF Champion, teaming up with Undertaker to take on the champions, Mankind and Kane. And in their corner, Paul Bearer. So, this match starts very fast-paced. Kane and Mick getting quick tags in and out. They're announcing how Austin and Taker have hardly tagged before. They're, you know, a new team. So, Kane and Foley are getting the best of Taker and Austin. Kane chokeslams Austin, goes for the tombstone. Sorry, sometimes my writing is hard to read, guys. Goes for the tombstone. We get a stunner on Kane. Mick Foley runs in, gets the claw on Austin. Stunner to Foley. Taker runs in now. Chokeslams Kane. Chokeslams Foley. Tombstone on Kane for the win. We got new tag team champions, Stone Cold and Undertaker. Undertaker grabs both tag titles, walks out of the arena, and Austin looks confused. He's like, we won the match, I want my damn title. And that's how we go off the show. So, overall, this was a very good show. Definitely give it a thumbs up. I really enjoyed going back and watching Fully Loaded 98. So, up next, episode 9. Oops. It's going to be The Highway to Hell. SummerSlam 98, one of the best SummerSlams ever. From New York City, Madison Square Garden. We got Austin and Taker for the title. We got a hair versus hair match. We got the IC ladder match between Triple H and The Rock. Hair versus hair match. Tag title, no holds barred match. This is a very stacked SummerSlam. And that's next up in the Attitude Era review series, guys. Take some time and subscribe. We'll talk to you later. Peace.